Hi everyone, it's Marcie Bessaker with Marcie Bessaker Designs. I am a Stampin' Up independent demonstrator. Today I am recording a video because as you know, I am on vacation. So I wanted to do a fun card for you. I had a class and one of the people in my class said, I would love to see a masculine card. And I said, well, does he like cars? Because this is a set that I've been wanting to use. And she said he does. So I thought this is perfect. So today I got to play around. This is the card we're going to make. And you can see a little bit here. There's going to be some textures, some techniques. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just jump right in and get busy. And I will share all of my little tips and tricks that I did for this card. I miss you guys. I will see you soon, live again, once I return from vacation. So thanks for hanging out and watching a recorded video. All right, so we're going to use the Geared Up Garage stamp set. And it just has a lot of fun elements in it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get busy with our alcohol ink and get that going so it can dry while we move on to other projects. So these will also be on my blog. I don't know. Yes, I could probably put them live later on in the evening after these schedule. So I will get them posted after I fix a couple things, but I can do that on vacation, so we'll take care of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a 4 by 5 1/4 silver foil paper. Okay, then the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our gears, and this is the large die here, and this goes with our Geared Up Garage. This one's called Garage Gears. That makes sense, right? So we're going to take these. I noticed that there's a little paper in here. I'm going to just poke out over my trash real quick. And now we are going to just put that in the middle. We don't want to waste our foil, so we're going to put that in and cut that out. I like to run it through 2 times back and forth just because it's a detailed die. This one's not too bad of a detail, but I'm still going to run it through twice just so we have it. All right, so we're going to take that off. Pop out our gears, and then we're just going to easily pop out all our little pieces. It comes right out. Just the thumbnail is perfect. There we go. Oh, one more. And we're good. So there is our die cut image. So now what I did is I'm going to bring in some different blends. So if you did it with markers, the markers would smear. You're not going to be able to get that image that you want when they're smeared. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to tell you, I have the Moonlight Misty, both colors, the Smoky Slate, both the light and the dark. I have the Bronze. I have Dark Soft Suede. I have Dark Cajun Craze, Dark Cinnamon Cider, and then I have your Ivory. You're going to set your Ivory aside, and you are going to set your Light Moonlight aside. All right, so I'm going to take this and run it through with our embossing folder really quickly. We're going to use 2 embossing folders. We're going to use, I believe this one's called Dainty Diamonds. They'll all be listed on my blog. And then the Old World paper. But for the Dainty Diamonds, I don't want to put the alcohol inks on the paper first and then die cut, because if they're not quite dry yet or anything, the color is going to get onto our project. I mean our embossing folder, and I don't want that. So I'm going to run this through, and you can definitely die cut with or use your blends on top of an embossed piece of foil already. So let me get that. So here we have that. It just kind of looked cool. I kind of thought that was a good choice. Now I do have this piece of paper that I use. It's just one of the smaller images from, let me move my camera just a little bit. I think it got kind of bumped when I was messing around a little. All right, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our gears first. Now I'm going to show you what I did before. And then before I thought, I did not have this piece thought about in my project yet. So I did my gears and I just took my alcohol inks and kind of colored, but that's not all I did. So let me show you. This time I decided, once I decided I wanted to add a panel on there, I was like, oh, I'm going to, let me move that up there. I am going to use the same piece and use the center out for my gears. So let's do our gears first. So all I did is take your colors with the brush tip and just kind of randomly put some color. So remember the alcohol blends layer up. Okay, so you're just going to kind of put them on there. The blue is really going to pop, but don't worry about it. Just kind of put it where you want it. I'm going to take the orange, kind of fill that in a little bit. Now remember, the alcohol ink is kind of like water. Alcohol moves with alcohol. Let me move you in a little bit. Okay, so alcohol moves with alcohol, water moves with water. All right, so now I'm going to just hold it off the edge. Remember that this does stain, so be careful what you're coloring on. You can hardly see this, but it takes that super shine off from the silver. So I'm just going to do that. But watch this blue. See when I put the gray on there? It just turns a little more gray than blue. All right, now I'm going to take the soft suede and I'm just going to kind of, that's really kind of more bronzy looking. And I'm just going to get that on there on the spots that I don't have any color yet. All right. So now this is going to dry. It dries fairly fast because it is alcohol ink. So you can tell that it's on there, okay? But remember, alcohol moves alcohol. So what I want to do is I want to take the ivory color and I just want to tone it down. This is super shiny and super metallic looking. So I'm going to take the ivory, and remember, alcohol moves alcohol. Do it quickly. You're just going to blend the harsh lines. You're just going to kind of mute it a little bit. Okay, so you saw a lot of the blue wash off because that was a real vibrant color. And now I'm going to go back in with the dark smoky slate and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of go over. It just kind of dulls that super shiny metallic-y look. So now it doesn't look quite as shiny and metallic-y where it did before. I have plenty of blue and orange on there. That's the really vibrant. And also the, I think it's the soft suede that also gives it a really bright color. So I am good with that. I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to bring this in. And we're going to do the same thing. And you just want to make sure that it's in far enough to where when you layer it up, you're not going to see it. So just kind of go through your colors. Kind of put your little random colors here and there. I'm going to take my blue. So just kind of keep taking colors and adding. This is the one that's really bright. Yeah, the soft suede is a little more bold than the bronze is. And that's okay. You get some color. And be careful with your tip. You don't want to get too crazy with it. You do want your tips to stay nice. And I'm just going to kind of go like that. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in with let's do the ivory first. And just kind of, it's just going to move it around, blend it a little bit better. Okay, the more you put on it, the more it's going to blend and move. You don't really want it to do a lot of that. But I just like it to kind of blend a little bit better. You can see like where the yellow and the blue, they just kind of blend a little bit instead of being so separated. And it just tones it down a little bit. All right. I just wipe it off. I don't know that I need to. I just kind of wipe it off a little bit. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark smoky slate. Kind of do the same thing. It just tones it down a little bit. The ivory tends to blend it. This one will blend also, but it just kind of tones by adding a little bit of a gray tint to it. Okay. All right. Now to me, I think I washed a lot of the blue off. I'm going to add a little more over here. And then just kind of feather it out just a little bit. All right. So there we go. And I'm just going to move both of these over and let them completely dry. So we'll just set them aside. We're going to take our cinnamon and we are going to take on our stamp set. What did I do with our stamp set? It's hiding over here under our drawing pieces. And we're going to take these oil stains right here, and I just did it in smoky slate. All right, we're just going to take this. Ooh. All right, so we're going to go off and second generation. First, second, first, second, first, second, and first, and I'm good. We'll just add a little bit there. It's going to be mostly covered up, but I just like to add that little bit of a grunge look to it. All right. Now let me pull you out just a tiny bit. All right, so there's that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to emboss that in the Old World embossing folder. All right, so we're going to put that in there. And I tied a few different things in with this card. The Old World and the World of Good paper. We're going to pull that in too and do a couple things with that. All right, so now we have our nice grungy kind of oil paper. We're going to set that aside. Now, what I thought was interesting is I was trying to think about how I was going to do the inside of the card and come up with some different masculine looks. So what I did is I decided to pull out the Old World just to kind of see what we had in here. So I did on the inside, you're going to notice, I put a strip here. It kind of looks not like tire marks, but it's just kind of masculine. And this kind of looks like tires. It's not, obviously, if you look closely, it's not. But I thought it kind of looked kind of cool in there. And there are stickers that I could use in there. But I think what I might, well, there's only 3 there. If there was 4, I would have done 4, but there's only 3 to look like tires. So there is some paper in here. And you see I keep all my little pieces in here. But there was some paper, and I should have pulled it to the top, but I didn't. And I thought it looked kind of cool to have it at the top or the inside of the card like wheels at the bottom. I'm trying to find more and more ways to use this. I need to actually use this set more often because I really just love it. But I wanted to find that paper. So let me see if, oh, here it is. All right, so what I did, this is it. All right. So we'll set that aside for right now. And then, so what I did is I used this at the bottom. So I just tore this off, kind of to give it that, you know, worn kind of look. And that was the bottom of the inside of my card. So we're going to take our white piece of paper here and do the inside while we're right here. So 4 5 1/4. I'm on a roll. I was doing some videos, and when I had the class and she had told me she wanted this set used, I had this ready to go, and then I thought, you know what, I might as well just do this live now. So I still kind of had everything out that I used, and so I was like, I'm just going to do it now while I have it. I can make sure I have my lives ready to go for you guys. Not my live, sorry, my recorded. I have a live already scheduled for this week, and I just have to get one for the weekend though, so I'll be working on that. I have another idea on that. I know sometimes I go all the way around and sometimes I just do a little bit. I don't know. No rhyme or reason. Alright, so because this left me a little white here, but also over here. I think that was just the way the paper was. Well, there I am with glue again on my fingers. It's sticking to my Band-Aid. That's my problem. All right, so there's the inside. So now we have this. We're going to go ahead. See, this is dry. There's nothing on there. I'm going to go ahead and use liquid because it's got the embossing folder with the little grooves, so I like to use liquid when I do that. All right, so oops, we're going to put this on our card base. It's just easier to adhere this onto the base and then work up from there. All right, so there we go. There's that. Now what I did, same thing, I took a piece of silver and I took this emblem die right here. So this emblem die I'm going to cut out in silver. So let's go ahead and cut that out. And you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this color over here that I already have colored, because we're going to change it up a little bit anyway, and we know alcohol moves alcohol. So I am perfectly good with using that because it's going to match. It's already got the colors and the technique, so why not use it up, right? All right. So here is our piece. Well, I kind of like it with the colors, but I want the main gears to be the popping colors. So let's bring this back in. And I believe I used the So Saffron, the one that's a little more bronzy. And I'm just going to put that on here. Not So Saffron, and that's the bronze. That's not the one I wanted. I can tell how light it is. The soft suede, that's the one I want. So I'm going to just make it a little more bronze. Ooh. Let's put this over here. All right. I don't want my nails all alcohol inked up, right? All right, so there's that. And then, of course, I'm going to take my black and my smoky slate, and I'm just going to tone it down a little bit. So I'm just going to lay this over and kind of tone it down a little so you still have that bronzy look, but it's just not crazy bronze. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. Wipe that off a bit. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to take a piece of scratch white paper. See if I have any in here. All right, here's a little piece. I stamped on the other side, but that's okay because we're going to use this side. Well, you know, I can see through it, so I don't want to use that. Let's just get another piece. All right. So I took the itty bitty greetings. Now, if you guys don't have these, there are times when you just need an itty bitty greeting. And so this set is perfect. It's a dual set. And so I use the rubber band. I think it sometimes comes with a band on it. And so I just keep it and keep them together. That way I remember that there's two of them. All right. And we're going to just stamp the happy birthday. Simple. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take that same die and just put it right over. And I am going to I'm going to use a little piece of tape on this one. Keep it nice and straight where you want it. I'm going to take a piece of tape. Let's get this cut. I would love for you guys to leave a comment. Let me know that you're watching the videos when I'm gone. And say hi. I will be checking my messages and my subscribes and all that good stuff. So please do subscribe, say hi. All right, so now we have this white one here. Now, where's here it is. And so I have a white little image. Now I don't need it for this project, but I'm going to show you, bringing in my little scrap paper again here. If you took, this is light smoke, you can see the lines on there. Can you see the lines and the images? So if you were to do something with this and you wanted to, it does have the embossed on there. Kind of hard to see, but it is embossed. So you could do this with, like this. You can see that it's embossed on here, but it's like that on the white. So you could use that for something if you needed. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this should be dry because it is alcohol. I am going to find my dimensionals. I had to get more out because I'm just about done with these. And what I did is I laid this down, face down, and I'm going to put the sentiment on the inside, and I'm going to add my dimensional right up close so you can get it to stay. So you have this inside I just put in, and then there's the outside. So I'm just going to go around to each. Oops, you don't want to stick out. Make sure your dimensional point, see how the point is this way? That way it can kind of adjust there. All right, I've been working on my autofocus and make sure it's not on. But sometimes when I do other things, I want to make sure it didn't click on when it gets a little fuzzy. All right, so same thing here. Make sure it's on both, and then I'm going to make sure it's on both on the other end, and it looks like I need to cut my dimensionals here. Just a little, oh no, I have one more. Let's use it up. Use the arrow. There we go. And now what I did is I just took, if I can grab here, grab my little ones for the ends just to have some security on there. All right, so we have this ready to go. All right, now what do we need? We need our car. We need a car. So what I did is I took the car, put it on my block here, and I did it in black. And again, it's got some marks on there and everything for some shading. So let's put that on here. So there's our beautiful car. And now we're going to color it. So the first thing I did is take the light smoky slate and I just went on the window shield just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of color instead of just the black. Just kind of followed right along with the shade. I did this little bumper part here. I did the lights. And I did just do some shading right there. I just kind of followed in those lines a little. All right. Then I took the dark moonlight, misty moonlight, and I went on all the little hash marks. All right, and I forgot a silver spot, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. So that's the front of the car with these lines, but this isn't. So this could go here, and I think I messed that up on my other car, on my other piece. All right, so these hash marks here are all the car. I'm going to make them a little darker. Just give it a little bit of character, and now I'm following the lines. Just follow down the lines. And it's just going to give the car a little bit of depth when you color it in. Okay, so there's that. Now with my light slate, I forgot I want to do my wheels. So I'm doing my rims in the silver. So it's smoky slate, so it kind of gives it that silver look. I'm going to do the doorknob. I'm going to do the rear view mirror here, the side mirror. And I think that's it for that. All right, so now I'm going to take my light misty moonlight. And I'm just going to color it in. This is the light. Did I just mess up? No, this is light. The light and the dark are kind of a different shade, so I just want to make sure I have the right one. All right, so now you're going to just color it in, and if you color over the dark, that's okay because you're just blending it. This down here is the tire on the other side, so don't worry about that. And now I'm just shading it in. This is going up over the tire. There we go. And now just shade it in. And you can barely see the darker blue because you're kind of blending it, but it's there. I'm just going to go straight up. And just a little more careful about the edges. Now down here, I'm just kind of thinking that this is one of those silver side steps, or I don't know what you call that, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm going to do the blue. finish that up and blend it. So we're tying the blue in with the card base. So the card base is going to be the misty blue. So I'm going to do the car in misty blue. So Dawn, this card is for you. All right, so I think that's good. The only thing I think I'm going to do is take my light smoky, and instead of just doing the lines, I'm going to kind of fill that in a little bit. And I'm not sure if it's between the lights, but it's got the hash marks kind of what the car does. So I don't know if that's supposed to be blue. It kind of looks like it's supposed to, but I don't know. I did it gray on my other one. I should have left it gray, I think, but that's okay. So there's our car. So we're going to take our die for our car. So let's figure this out here and put everything back. And I'm going to put it over. All right. Just kind of get it where it should go. I'm going to use my tape on here. I used my magnetic board in my class. So I need to bring it back in here. All right. So there's our car. And this happened last time. I didn't like how high the white was, and after I put the card together, I was thinking, oh, I should have cut that off. So I'm okay with a little bit, but this is down here. It's just a lot for me. So I'm going to kind of cut that down some. I think I just needed to lower my die a little bit. But I'm noticing on this one, it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm feeling better with that. I'm even going to go a little farther down here. There, that's better. All right, because once it's on the panel, the card is a lot darker, and I just didn't want the car to be sticking out like the other one was. All right, we're just about ready. We're going to assemble. So we're going to put this card base on, and I noticed when I did my embossing, I did the little mountains there going inwards and the valleys are up. I would have preferred to put my paper in this way, and I didn't do that. So did I do it over here? I did do it over here. See how it's bumpy on, and it's going upward, and this one's going downward, but that's okay. We're going to do it like this. I'm fine with that. I'm going to use liquid again because this has all the little bumpies on it, and it's going to go onto another embossed piece. So I like to use the liquid so I know it's not going to go anywhere. I want to make sure my cards are in one piece when they get to go where they're going. Right? So that's about where I want it. All right, we're going to put our sentiment on the top. So this is a fun, I mean, it really is easy. You just have to remember that the alcohol ink does move with alcohol. So if you're using alcohol with alcohol ink, it will move it, just like watercoloring moves watercoloring. So just think of it that way. All right, I think we're going to adhere it like this. So what I did, again, I did liquid glue, and I just kind of went around because it's so open. I wanted to make sure that I had a good coverage. So you can see kind of just where I went. And I just put a little bit on everything. All right. And we're going to put it like this. All right. Now we're going to take our car and add our adhesive. I know I just had more foam squares. Where'd they go? Oh, here, let's use this. I think we were just about out of them. All right, let's see what we have. Let's take the large one and we'll put it this way. Oops, a little too long. All right, and then we're going to take the thinner one here and put it this way. There. Now we're going to pop this up. And you could, when you put your, see how this is kind of coming up? It's just because it's not dry yet. You could turn it over, put something on it, and it'll dry up. But for video purposes, I'm just going to finish the card. And then I'll probably turn it over and then just lay, even just a ink pad, it will stay down. So there is your card, Dawn. I hope you enjoyed it. It is fairly simple. You're going to save paper by using the silver inside the silver. I have another one here that I did. And so I'm going to just, I usually, for something like that, I'll just put it on the back and have it at a later time. Or I put it in a stamp set, whichever. All right, so we have Gear Up Garage with the garage gears. And I will list all the supplies for this card on my blog. And like I said, this is recorded, so it will be posted, and I will post all of the information shortly after this video goes live. Okay, so I'd like to share with you guys my information. So I have my blog at marciebeskar.com. That is where you can shop. You can also find the details about the items that I do videos on and what I'm posting. So you can get measurements and links to supplies. You can also get links from the description in the YouTube. And you could also take a look at the catalog page by page from my blog. On the right hand side, you'll see it says Shop with Marcie, and right below that is my current host code, and then below that are the catalogs. You can click on them and just look page by page if you'd like. As always, I would love for you to subscribe, like, and share. It really does help me with my channel. So I appreciate that very much. Again, normally I'm live. Once in a while I have to record like this one, but I'm normally live on Sundays at noon and Tuesdays at 2, and that is Pacific time. So I hope you'll join me live and visit and say hi. We have a lot of fun on there. I really have to tell you, I enjoy my lives way better than not live. As you can tell, because my videos are much shorter and I don't get to chat and say hi. And again, you can go to my blog, and I would love for you to subscribe over there also. You'll get notified of my posts and specials, and you'll also get to get a link to the videos and supplies. And I also post about specials and different things over there also. So I'd appreciate you going over there and subscribing too. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so the last 2 times I did a video, one was live and one was recorded, and I talked through the whole paper pumpkin little video because I cannot hear the volume on it, because otherwise my computer's blowing up while I'm trying to do a live. So I'm going to not talk through this one just so you can check it out.
We've baked up something special for this November's paper pumpkin. Make the Christmas season a little sweeter with the Jolly Gingerbread Kit, filled with peppermint candy embellishments, curly rooftop designs, and as always, an exclusive stamp set that everyone will love. Subscribe by November 10th for a heartfelt holiday crafting experience.
Wasn't that cute? I can't wait to get that. So that's available now. If you're interested in paper pumpkin, you can subscribe on that. You can also go to my Facebook page, which, don't I need a haircut? Wow. You can go to my Facebook page under Marcie Beskar Designs on Facebook, and I post links about specials and things there too, and there's a link super easy for you to just click to and go check it out. So you can go there, and then I also post like when they've been shipped and when you should be getting them, and what, you know, if there's a sneak peek, if you want to see it, I'll share it with you. I don't normally post it on my page, but if you request it, I can send it to you once we get the sneak peek of the item. So anyway, there's different things like that, some specials and different things that when they come up, I share over there. So I'd love for you to go over and like my page and see me over there. Thanks a lot for joining me, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me on a recorded video, and I will see you live very soon. I will be live again on November 3rd, and I hope you guys have a fantastic time. Until then, I'll see you really soon. Bye.